Jesus is, yes.
Well, how come Jesus in the Bible, when they called him good, he said, "Do not call me good. Nobody's good except God"?
Yes, that's correct.
So he very distinctively made a distinction between him and God, right or wrong?
Yeah, he did. You're absolutely right. He did. Go ahead, caller. I think we lost the call.
Good evening, caller.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was cut off earlier. I was debating Richard.
Oh, is that right? Were you cut off, or what?
I don't know.
I think you were given plenty of time to speak, sir. I think perhaps he just wanted to move on to give someone else a chance. But I apologize. Go ahead.
You see, I want answers, and you weren't giving me answers. You
what kind
understand?
of answers would you like?
Let's start with the first question. Okay? Can we start with the first question? Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Yellow. Yellow?
We're having a bit of difficulty. Although I do think we've managed to, on our end, I think our mic is sounding much better tonight. But we're having a bit of difficulty with our incoming calls. Let's try this again.
Hello, you're live on the air with Richard Burnish. This is the Jesus Chat Line. How are you doing today?
Good.
Great. Did you have a question, caller?
Yes. What do you think about the Muslims?
What do I think about the Muslims?
Yes.
Oh, I really do not think a whole lot, to be perfectly honest. Most of them are sinners, and most of them are troubled people. Hello, you're live on the air with Richard Burnish. This is the Jesus Chat Line. How are you doing today?
Yeah, Richard, I'm doing fantastic. We had seemed to be disconnected last time.
Oh yes, we were having a discussion before. Yes, sorry about that. Yes, did you have another question?
Well, you never answered any of my questions.
Well, then let's get to that.
Let's go one by one, shall we?
Okay. Well, we'll try and have enough time for everybody, but I'll do my best to answer a few of your questions.
Fantastic.
Okay.
My first question is, Jesus says in Mark 12:29, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord." Please explain that verse one.
Please explain it.
Jesus is saying the Lord our God is one Lord. He's saying our God. That means Israel, the children.
I do.
The point I'm trying to make, Richard, well, you know what, let's bring a couple more verses so I can make my point a little bit more clear.
Yeah, I think that would help.
In John 20:17, Jesus says, "I ascend to my God and your God."
That was John 20:16.
Okay, 16, fantastic. He's saying, "I ascend to my God and your God." This tells us that we and Jesus have a common God.
Yes.
In John 8:28, Jesus said, "I do nothing of myself." Can't God do anything he wants?
God can do anything he wants. Yes, he can.
Well, how come Jesus in your own Bible differentiates between himself and God?
Perhaps the Bible that you have been reading has a grammatical error.
What's the grammatical error when Jesus says, "Our Lord"?
Well,
and
it
your
seems
Lord?
to me that you were implying that God or Jesus may speak about themselves in third person, or have some sort of a problem with differentiating themselves from one another. Or I don't. If I fully understand what you're trying to say.
Well, that's another point. You just said maybe the Bible you have has a grammatical error. If it was from God, there would only be one Bible.
Well,
no errors.
perhaps the Bible that you have purchased was, one of the watered-down Bibles that are out there, and And that is part of the reason that we sell our own Bible, the Richard Burnish Neon Bible, which is free of these of this confusion. It brings levity and clarity.
Well, Richard, there is the newest book in town. Okay, it's newer than the Bible. It's called the Holy Quran. You understand?
Yes.
This book is the last revelation from God. Okay, it has no mistakes. If you read it, you will know who Jesus really was.
Okay, well,
which is a prophet of God. He wasn't God, nor the Son of God, nor the third of three, the one. No, it all makes sense. One God, prophets.
Okay. Thank you for that. That was a great piece of information.
Well, I'm doing my best to screen the calls, but let me give you an example of what happens. I'll pick up a call and I'll say, "Hi, this is Stephen. I am your screener. Momentarily, I will be turning your call over to Richard Burnish. First, I would just like to know what it is you'll be speaking about." And I'll get a line like, "Well, sir, my parents are getting a divorce and I'm very distraught. I'd like some answers." And I say, "Okay." And I turn it over to Richard, and the next thing you know, they're asking him, what have you. So please, sir.
I understand that. I completely understand that.
So what is your solution then for me to screen such a call?
You're right. You can't screen those because you don't know what the intentions are. Only God knows what the intentions are.
Well, that's a very good point.
But just, before I hang up, I have another point. I see the cross on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You guys wear the cross because Jesus was hung on the cross, right?
Yes.
So if Jesus was put to death in an electrical chair, would you wear an electrical chair around your neck?